A Bloody Tale of Two Cities. The final part, Ilara Voss advanced into the darkness of the tunnel, her flashlight beam dancing on the stones. The echo of her footsteps still echoed in her ears, the hideous sound of the river's depths. Her heart was pounding, but she knew that it was impossible to turn back now. The essence of the Crimson Chalice, which still lived, threatened to destroy both cities, Warrenholt and Greystone. Whatever lay at the end of this tunnel, she was ready to confront it or die as a result. The tunnel opened into a vast cavern, where ancient carvings on the walls glowed, as if made of blood. In the center of the cavern was a platform, on which a strange red light emanated from the shattered fragments of the Crimson Chalice. In the center of the light stood the same terrifying being that Ilara had seen on the bridge, its red eyes blazing with rage. In his hand was a large piece of the chalice, which seemed to be alive in his hands. "You dare to break my ritual," the being roared, his voice echoing off the cave walls. "Now both cities will bow to my power." Ilara raised her revolver, but she realized that the bullets would be ineffective against the being. She looked around her and noted the unstable arrangement of stones on the cave ceiling. A plan began to form in her mind. She had to keep the being distracted. "Who are you?" Ilara asked, keeping her voice firm. "What is the chalice to you?" The being laughed, a laugh that pierced her bones like a needle. "I am the one who has waited for centuries. The chalice is my secret, the source of my power. Its creators nourished it with the blood of both cities, and now you have set it free." Ilara pulled out Mark's notes from her pocket, which mentioned the chalice ritual. She had read that the only way to destroy the chalice was to bind it to its own essence, blood to blood. She made a cut with the knife in her palm, spilled a few drops of blood on the ground, and moved toward the platform. The entity saw her and shouted, "What are you doing?" But Ilara did not stop. It spilled its blood on the chalice pieces, and suddenly the light intensified. The cave began to shake. The entity tried to stop it, but Ilara hit the platform with her flashlight with full force, scattering the chalice pieces. The cave ceiling began to collapse, and the entity disappeared into the fog with a scream. Ilara had barely made it out of the tunnel when the cave collapsed. She collapsed on the riverbank, her body weak from exhaustion. The sky was beginning to clear, and the echoes from the depths of the river were now silent. The essence of the chalice was gonna, but at what cost? Peace returned to Warrenholt and Greystone, but the inhabitants of both cities never learned what Ilara had done. She returned to her office, bandaged her wounds, and began a new investigation. The chalice may have been destroyed, but its story taught Ilara that the secrets of both cities are never completely buried. A few days later, she received an anonymous letter. It contained only one sentence: "A new chalice is being built." Ilara burned the letter, picked up her revolver, and walked out into the night. The story was not over, perhaps it never would be.